Hello everyone, my name is Jasmine McCoy and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for clicking in to drop by, but if you're a returner, it is always nice to have you back. This video I am talking about the 5th day of the 70th Boule of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. And as the title says, it was a very big day. A lot was happening. We were meeting I was meeting the Vice President of the United States, Kamala D. She was coming to our plenary session to give greetings, make an announcement, and speak with the body. Then we also had the Closing Gala, which is where I started my transition out of being the International Second Vice President. And we had a kind of like a pregame. I know that's not the right word, but I'm gonna call it that. That's what it was like to me, kind of like a pregame for our incoming International President and CEO, Danette Reed, after the Closing Gala. So it was a very big day. It was also a very long day. So we get up, we go down to the private car. The private car takes us to the convention center where we always go. But this time, because of all the security that there is for Madam Vice President being in our presence, being in the city, we couldn't just do it like we normally do. So we had to get up a little earlier. These are the two things that I couldn't find in that last video. So the pink one, I believe, let me, indicated that I had my negative COVID test, while the green one is what let people know that I was going to be sitting on the dais and I was invited to the photo op with the Vice President of the United States after the closing of her remarks. So I had to wear these. I'm obviously going to keep them because I had these when I met the Vice President of the United States. So these are keepsakes. People will probably never ask about them because they're just like two little slips of plastic. But these slips of plastic are very important because I got to meet the second highest leader of the free world while I was wearing these. So they will always be very important to me. And so we get to the back area of the convention center. That's where they always drop us off. But we had to do a little security check. So we had to get out of the car. We had to get metal detector up and down all around. And then we also had to have the dog come and sniff around the car. And we were holding our clear bags, so that was very easy to check, just easy. But here is a little video now of that security check we had to do in the morning. After that part, we get into the convention, we get into our hall that we've been using for all the plenary sessions, and the back looks different. It's darker, there's more closing in. Like last time in that earlier video that I showed you all, it was very open. You could see where all of the technical stuff was happening, but now it's like a clearly delineated 8-foot wide black hallway. You go in, you go straight up to the dais. You have to leave your bag. Wait, actually, yes, you had to leave your bag. So then I'm like, well, why did I go through all the trouble of getting the clear bag? So you had to leave your bag because you couldn't bring that up onto the dais. You could only bring whatever you could hold in your hands. So I made sure I had my phone and my snacks and my water. So, and then the other thing they told you is that once you got up there onto the dais, you wouldn't be able to leave. So I made sure I got my bathroom break. And you're like, why is she telling us this? This is a very, very, very important detail because the Vice President isn't even here yet, but we're already starting these security protocol measures of her arriving to the city. So I got in my bathroom break because I would not be able to exit the dais for 6.5 hours, essentially. From the time that we had to be there to the time that we exited the dais to go for our photo op, All that was about 6 hours. So I didn't know that then, but I'm very happy I got my bathroom break in. So get up onto the dais. The first thing that we had to do was finish our plenary session. So we finished our plenary sessions. By the time that we finished, it was time for the Secret Service people, her staffing, to come and do their part. So Madam Supreme, she comes up onto the stage and she says, okay, sorors, we are now completely finished with our plenary. We will hand it over to, I can't remember what the man's name was, but he said his name. And he is now going to have control of the room. Whatever they say, whatever they tell you to do, you follow it, because this is a matter of national security. So they had everyone sit, oh, also side note, in the plenary, I'm obviously listening, I'm paying attention, but I see movement from like up high and to the right of me. And I look, and there's a man up in the rafters above the lights with a flashlight, and he's walking up and down the little walkways. And I go over to Danette, and I'm like, you see that up there? And she's like, oh yeah, I've seen them. They've been walking up and down, checking all over for the past 10 minutes. This is serious. And then another thing is that the teleprompter, no one has been using it this go around. Sometimes they use it at our big events, sometimes they don't use it, but this was the first day that it was on, and I could see it from where I was sitting, and it was scrolling the Gettysburg Address. So I'm like, that's odd, that's different, interesting. So I pointed that out to Danette also, and she was like, sorry. It's now confusing because I shouldn't be calling her Danette, because she is Madam Supreme now. So it's just gonna take me a while to make that change. But I nudged over to current Madam Supreme, and I was like, they have the teleprompter on, and she was like, oh, okay. So I loved being able to be on the dais for this because I got to see so many things. Anyway, so going back to the guy. The guy, he said, okay, we're going to make sure that we secure the room, secure the building, make sure that you are safe, and that the Vice President of the United States is safe. All that we ask is that you sit down, and by then it had already been like 3 hours. So a lot of people needed to have a bathroom break. But they said we ask that you sit down, that you don't move, and that you just be patient with us. So we're sitting, we're waiting. I'm up on the dais. I can see as they're bringing in all the flags that they use to make her background. I see as they bring up the official podium of the Vice President. And oh my God, it was just like, wow, this is actually happening. So here's a little bit of video from the setup preceding the arrival of the Vice President of the United States. After that, we're waiting. She arrives, she makes her entrance. It's like, whoa, she's actually here. She's right in front of me. And like, because of where I'm sitting up on the dais, I am probably 15, 20 feet away from the Vice President of the United States. What? Never in my life would I have thought. If you had asked me 10 years ago if I thought that I would be that close to the Vice President of the United States, who also happens to be the first Black woman to hold that position, first South Asian woman to hold that position, and is also a member of the same sorority that I'm going to join, I'd be like, yeah, sure. Wow. So I was obviously having a little bit of a freak out, but she walked in looking all vice presidential, and I was just, as well as everyone, we were just so proud of her because she represents a lot of what you never get to see as a Black woman in America. You don't get to see yourself in those kinds of leadership positions. So seeing her in person brought up a lot of emotion. I'm sure that everyone else felt it as well, but it was beautiful. So she gave greetings to the members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated and almost gave like a mini State of the Union almost, is kind of what it felt like, because she was talking about the current state of our country. So that was great. I got to view it from 15 to 20 feet away. There was also, side note, there was also, obviously you're not going to see this on the TV because they did bring in cameras, like TV broadcasting cameras. You're not going to see this when you watch it on television. But flanking the flags that they use as the background, there's 2 Secret Service guys sitting, like, ready to do their job. So I got Mr. Secret Service man in front of me and Vice President of the United States. Oh my God, it was so good. But anyway, here's a little bit of video now from her entrance and her speech to the body.
Our sorority, along with all the Divine Nine organizations, was founded to create lasting bonds of community. All of our founders were acutely aware we needed to build networks of support for young Black men and women who attend college in America. AKA, of course, was the first sorority created to meet this call. As we all remember, Ethel Hedgeman led the effort to found our sisterhood. And in the face of terrible challenges, just think, in the year 1908, when our sorority was founded, 89 Black people were lynched across the country. Just think, at the time of the founding of our sorority, American life was deeply segregated. When Miss Boule attended Howard, less than a quarter of the
was time to go for our photo op. So we directly exited the dais. We went out of the ballroom, and then we went into another smaller room where it was divided into 2 sections. And they had, I should have kept, I don't think I kept my little name card. Oh, I couldn't because they had us take it. Okay, so on each of the seats, they had your name and your position. So it said Jasmine McCoy, International Second Vice President. And I sat there, I was number 3. And slowly the room started filling up. They told us that we would have to like leave your phone, leave whatever it is that you have brought with you, and you'll get up, you'll walk to the right. My thing is this: if we're going to take a picture, you should have had a mirror in the area for us to check before we walk up and go and take a picture with the Vice President of the United States, second most important person in the world. I want to make sure I look good. So everyone's taking out their phones and making sure this looks good, asking, do I look good? And I'm just trying to stay calm. I'm just trying to stay calm because it's big. But I get up, I put my, so I have a little bit of video of the room, but that's it because I had to put my phone down to enter the line, to do the waiting, and then, okay, but it's okay. I'll tell you all what I saw. So you get in the line, you wait against the black curtain, and then you turn, you hand your little card that, like, because mine says 3 Jasmine McCoy, International Second Vice President on it. You hand it to someone, and you see, like, there's the photographer, there's the Vice President of the United States standing in the middle, there's some other staffer, and then it looks like 2, like, Secret Service guys. And they told us that we couldn't do handshakes. We could only do fist bumps or like elbows. So I did fist bump. I gave a fist bump to the Vice President of the United States. What? So, and they told us not to talk or to spend like extended time with her. Obviously, everyone wants to, because when are you going to have this opportunity again? Yeah, very sad. But I got up there, I got to tell her thank you, and did my fist bump, and then they took the picture. I still haven't gotten the picture yet. It's been 2 weeks since I took the picture. When I met her the last time, it did take a while for them to get the pictures back to us. Maybe it's a security issue. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. But I haven't gotten the picture yet. I'm waiting patiently. So I will wait more patiently because this isn't just me sitting in a room with her with like the 30 or 40, the 30 of us that were in there. This is a single shot with me with the Vice President of the United States doing fist bumps. So I will wait. I can be patient for that. So anyway, I survived that experience without just like having a heart attack because I was so excited. I exited that half of the room, I retrieved my stuff, and we were released. We were free to do whatever we wanted to do. So, this day, the other next important thing I had to do was get ready for the closing gala. The closing gala is very important. It is the big finisher. It lets everyone know we are starting the change. We are starting the switch from one administration to another. So, I got dressed in this pretty pink iridescent dress, and me and the girls we met, we got to the car, we drove there, got to the holding room for the dais. We took some pictures back there, which was very fun. And here's a little bit of picture of that, video of that now.
Better yet. Where's the delegate? Where's the delegate?
And the other really cool thing is that the dais seating for this event was different in that everyone was sitting with who their new person is going to be. As in, I was sitting next to who is going to be the new, and in this moment, current international second vice president. So I was sitting next to Jamie Gray, where usually I would not be sitting next to her. So this is the first time that you're getting a dais that is completely filled of the new and the old administration together. So I'm sure from the outside looking in, that's a beautiful sight to see, because it's just like, wow, these are the women that have served our sorority to the highest standard, and the women who will get ready to serve our sorority to the highest standard, that are going to soar. But we didn't know that. Like, that's a little Easter egg for tomorrow, because we didn't know that yet. But it was great. Absolutely loved it. And here is a little bit of video now from the closing gala.
Resolved to serve all mankind, they have held high the light and dignity of their directorate office. Here, as an example of the ideals you have demonstrated through your service, may God bless you as you continue the work of this sisterhood and continue to let your light shine. Retiring officers, with the exception of the Supreme Masters, you may be seated at this time. And thank you again.
This night was also important because it is when we had the official changing of the guard, almost, so to speak. So this is when I and everyone that I have had the absolute honor to serve with over the past 2 years got up, and we received our former directorate pins. You've already seen this. This is the pin that I wore in the last video that I posted. So it says, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, former directorate member, 1908, and then it has the shield on it, and it has 3 diamonds in it. Focus, please work with me. It's okay, we'll figure it out. And this is vastly different from my excellence pin. You all have seen me wear this so many times. This one has exemplifying excellence through sustainable service, aka it's got the ivy leaf, and then it's got 30 diamonds and 2 emeralds. Very nice. I will now go from wearing my excellence pin to my former directorate pin. It's just a lot of emotions when I look at these, because it is the culmination of 2, well, if I'm being completely honest, 2 years and probably 7 months of hard work when you put in me running for the position. So yeah, it's a lot of emotions. I didn't cry this night because I was really happy. Like, I was just too hopped up on emotions to cry. That would come later. That would come later. I would cry later. But yes, the next thing that we had. So you all remember how we have been getting these saying, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated requests the honor of your presence at a supreme celebration of elegance, culture, and pearls for Danette Anthony Reed, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, International President and CEO, Thursday, the 14th of July, 2022, immediately following the Boule Gala. So, we have been getting these reminders all throughout the entire Boule. So, we walked over to where this was being held. This is, like I said, kind of like the pregame of Danette Anthony Reed's coming into being International President and CEO. Well, actually, technically she already is International President and CEO at this time, because while me and the people I worked with got our former directorate pins, it was also the time that the new directorate members were coming up and doing their officer installation. Yes. So now officially she is Madam Supreme, Danette Anthony Reed. So we walk there. The decorations were on point. I absolutely loved it. The decorations were great. Music was great. They had a gallery of the life of Danette Anthony Reed. And it's like, ooh, this is good. This is really good. So we get in there, we find our seats, and it was a beautiful program. By now, it's also like midnight, so I was getting a little tired, but I was still having a great time because this is big. This is my first experience seeing the changing of the guard, seeing the switching from one administration to another. So obviously I'm gonna be there and I'm just like, oh my God, like this is happening. This is what it looks like. So we get in, there's little hors d'oeuvres, and it is a slideshow playing of all her different pictures, some of them that we had seen in the gallery. Oh, also, this is an event that I went to with my entire family, so we were looking good. We took a great picture also. So, there's the slideshow of all of her pictures, a bunch of important people in her life and in her her leadership as an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman came up and spoke about her, and then she came and spoke at the end. So here's a little bit of video now from the celebration of Danette Anthony Reed, International President and CEO of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Is the flame that ignites and sparks our commitment to our community throughout service. These three elements are earth, wind, and fire. With these elements, she extends her true devotion to Alpha Kappa Alpha. Please rise for the International President and CEO of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Danette Anthony Reed. This is how we make an impact as leaders in the global world. My sisters, be inspired by our bonds of sisterhood and make it your challenge during this new administration to find ways to commit to sisterhood and service. Our sisterhood is dependent on you and me. I'm delighted you have joined me to celebrate this phenomenal milestone in my life. And I thank you for your support and your commitment to serve. I'm fired up and ready to go. And I hope you're ready to soar with me. I also want to
that, it was time to go home. This was the end of the day and the official end of my time as the International Second Vice President of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So, there's still one more video left. We still have to have the unveiling of the new theme of what is going to lead our sorority for the next 4 years. And that'll be the next video. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to tune in. Bye.